What's going on, everyone? So, small ball. It's a real thing, right? Kind of started by the Golden State Warriors with like their death lineup and all that stuff. And especially Golden State this year are tiny, tiny, although they are working out Dwight Howard, who is the Jokic stopper. And many people think that, he's the guy that is the missing piece for the Lakers. I don't agree. Let the Warriors have him. That's fine. But nonetheless, even besides Dwight Howard, they don't really have a lot of size, but they've kind of revolutionized the small ball lineup, right? And they've kind of put themselves in the center of this trend in the NBA of teams going with like, a 6'8" guy in the middle and then going four wide and kind of just pushing the pace, shooting a bunch of threes, things along those lines. And the Warriors, for a small ball lineup, have the best in the league. But again, they lack the size. And you look at a team like the Lakers, they have all the size in the world. Good luck to Golden State matching up with this Lakers team. Or most, like even like Denver and stuff like that. I don't see that working. But nonetheless, big question is, we've seen the Lakers run small ball last year. And one of the things that they really like to do was put LeBron in the middle and then kind of have four wide, because LeBron's ability to basically operate as the point center, make plays, he's big enough and strong enough to basically guard anybody in a small ball lineup and becomes an immediate mismatch. You can run a ton of plays out of the post with LeBron James where it's just absolutely lethal. And we've seen that really have a lot of success. But you look at this Lakers roster and it's like, is there ever going to be a need for a small ball lineup? Right? Like even the Golden State Warriors, like, yes, you could go with like a LeBron James, you could go like LeBron, Rui, Vando, Reeves, and D'Lo, or Vincent and D'Lo, or something like that, right? And you're good. There's several different, you could go with like LeBron, Torian Prince, Cam Reddish, you could go with Reeves, and you could even go big and basically go nothing but 6'8" guys, right? If LeBron's kind of running the point out the middle, like I would still like the idea of like maybe an Austin Reeves or like a Gabe Vincent, just a guy to bring the ball up. But in stretches, if you're going small ball, you could even, if you wanted to, go like LeBron, Rui, Vando, Prince, and like Reddish. And literally the smallest guy on the court would be Torian Prince, who's like 6'7", 6'6", right? Like, so you would be set as far as like a sizable small ball lineup. And that's the beauty of this Lakers roster and the flexibility, because you could go small ball, right? Like if you wanted to, you could go like a 3 or 4 guard lineup, right? You see a lot of teams, like even the Denver Nuggets. Like you saw so many people complain about like Darvin Ham running the 4 guard lineups or 3 guard lineups, but every team in the league does that. Denver did it a lot. Denver did it against us in the playoffs, running, Jamal Murray, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Bruce Brown, and then Braun, with like, you had Aaron Gordon in the middle, or you had a Green in the middle. Like, that's 4 guards and a 6'8" guy in the middle. Like, most teams do that. Almost all of them do, right? And so there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the stretches in which Darvin Ham did it. But again, if you look at the Lakers roster last year, our entire roster was like 6-foot guards. The difference between like the small ball 4 guard lineups we were running in a team like Denver is basically all of the guards for Denver are like 6'4" and above. Where for the Lakers last year, it was like Kendrick Nunn, who's 6 foot, Patrick Beverly, who's 6 foot, Dennis Schroeder, who's 6 foot, Russell Westbrook. None of them can shoot. None of them can really do much. Like, it was rough. It was bad. But you look at it this year and it's like, you could go like a defensive 3-and-D, 6'3" guard and Gabe Vincent. You go 6'5" D'Lo, who could shoot, score at all 3 levels. 6'5" Austin Reeves. You go like 6'6", 6'7" Max Christie, right? Like, there's so many different variations in which the Lakers could run. But do the Lakers ever need to do that this year? Because you have Christian Wood. And Christian Wood isn't like a traditional center. He's more of a power forward than he is a center. But in a small ball lineup, he works great, right? Like if you're going small ball, like he might be one of the best small ball centers in the league because he's 6'10 with a 7'3 wingspan and can score at all three levels. So he can shoot 38% from three, he could operate in the mid range, he can score around the basket, right? He's not going to get bullied the way he would against like a Jokic, right? If you put Aaron Gordon on him, he's going to be able to hold his own a little more, right? And then you could go with him and then like go four wide. So my kind of conundrum, I guess, and it's just, again, it's just a thought, just a conversation. So I want to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. But my thinking is like, yeah, you could go with the LeBron center, right? Or even go, like, you could still go, though, with Christian Wood at the center and still have LeBron alongside him. And LeBron could still be your point forward rather than your point center, right? Like, I just think, like, if you were to go small ball, right? Like, let's say we're playing the Warriors and they have the five that I showed you. They have Chris Paul, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, and Klay Thompson. And that's the five that they're going with. Like, I think Christian Wood would be fine at the center position against Draymond. Put LeBron and Andrew Wiggins, right? Like, you could go with Rui or Jared Vanderbilt on Klay Thompson or whatever, or go Austin Reeves and, kind of match that because he has the size of like Klay Thompson. Put him there. You could put, Gabe Vincent on Chris Paul and then go whomever, right? You could go a Taurean Prince, like I mentioned, or a Cam Reddish to kind of chase around Steph, or you go Jared Vanderbilt, right? Or, you go Max Christie. You got a lot of options and flexibility there. But I don't know if the Lakers ever really need to go like more like traditional small ball, because Christian Wood would be that perfect complementary small ball center. Because again, like can he play center? Absolutely. But is that like his best position? Probably not. Right? So Christian Wood defensively is actually very good defending the perimeter, but he's not great against the more physical, sizeable guys. So like he's good at using his length and kind of creating that gap and that space, and then, being able to judge his length to block shots, alter shots, and just defend, right? And he is pretty quick-footed, so he's able to kind of stay in front of guys or stay alongside guys. So he really does a great job against some of like the quicker and even twitchier type forwards or guards and stuff, right? Not saying you want him defending Ja or anything like that, but he's capable. Like if he got switched out to like a Klay Thompson or maybe even like an Andrew Wiggins or something like that, he could actually hold his own, right? That is very valuable. That is very good. But he has a hard time against like, say, Kevon Looney, who's just very physical, gets into your body, is just kind of nonsense. Like that could be a bit of a problem for Christian Wood, right? But his size and length as a small ball center, I think is very valuable, right? And his ability to stretch the floor. So you could basically run on offense. You could go five wide and have all five guys that could shoot the three ball out on the perimeter. And it's like, pick your poison, right? Like now Draymond, he has to come out and challenge, right? Or if you're playing Denver, right? You don't really have to worry about Aaron Gordon from three, but you have to worry about Christian Wood. So now you're talking about like Aaron Gordon having to come out and defend Christian Wood, and that's just a free lane to the basket, right? Like, I mean, I wouldn't even mind putting like Shafino in that and just let him just get ahead of steam going to the basket and use a 6'6" length and size to just finish to the contact. I don't know. Again, you could go very sizable and still have a quote unquote small ball lineup, right? Go like Christian Wood, LeBron. You could go Vando, Rui, and then like Austin Reeves or Gabe Vincent or something like that. And you basically have one guy who's 6'10", and 7'3" wingspan. You have Rui Hachimura, who's 6'8" with like a 7'2" wingspan. You have Jared Vanderbilt, who may or may not be like 6'9", 6'10" now. But regardless, he has like a 7'1" wingspan. And then you have obviously LeBron James, who's 6'8" with like 7-foot wingspan, and then you have Austin Reeves, who 6'5", good size, can do basically operate as your point guard or on the ball guy. Or again, you go Gabe Vincent, kind of run your offense through LeBron as the primary point guard, but he's not the guy actually bringing the ball up. You just put him on the block, right? Kind of spread wide. You have Jared Vanderbilt, who could basically defend the best player on the other team. So again, say you're playing the Warriors. You could put Vando on Steph. You could have, let's say, Reeves on Chris Paul. You could put Rui on Klay Thompson, and then, or vice versa, right? Whatever, however you want to match it up. Maybe put Rui on Chris Paul, because Chris Paul isn't going to like blow by you, and then have Reeves kind of chase around Klay. But point is, you could do something like that. LeBron on Andrew Wiggins, and then you'd have Christian Wood on Draymond Green. I mean, looks pretty good to me. I don't know. I don't hate the idea of LeBron playing that center position in a small ball lineup. And I wouldn't mind some experimentation. But I just think, like, if you're going to run small, you might as well just go with Christian Wood at the center position. Right? Because, again, he's your ideal small ball. And then, because, I mean, you could even go, like, we even went with Rui at the center position at times, and it worked. Right? Like, you have options and flexibility. Like, we ran small ball units or lineups with Rui at center, Vando on the court, and then had like D'Lo, Reeves, and LeBron or whatever, or Schroeder, right? Like, you could do something similar to that, but I just think, like, why when you have Christian Wood? Like, Christian Wood to me is like, if you're gonna go small ball center, Christian Wood, it fits that seamlessly. And now, you go 5 wide. Good luck defending that. And yeah. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Love to hear your thoughts and opinions, whatever it is, down in the comments section below.